Alright, hello everyone. Today I'm going to be practicing writing Japanese today, and I'm going to be using an app called Kakugo. It's a writing tool for Japanese. It provides you a bunch of tools to help you focus on writing instead of tabbing, having to look at different resources and search. You could just focus on really just writing Japanese. So it is prompt-based writing, and the prompt I will be writing today is about culture shock. So we have the prompt here, culture shock. So write about a culture shock that you have had in another country. I have personally studied abroad in Japan, and there's a lot of stuff that really surprised me, and honestly I some of it was good. For example, what did I like about Japan? I like that they hung their clothes outside, and that mostly everyone had washers inside their house. Personally, I've lived in apartments my whole life, and I didn't have washers inside my house, so I had to go to a laundromat. When I stayed in Japan, in the dorms, they had a laundry, which is really, really nice. And then, so what happened is in the apartment, there would be a washer, but there wouldn't be a dryer because there wasn't really a culture of drying their clothes unless they went to a laundromat. So what they would do is they would dry their clothes outside. And as an American, I've heard of that, but I think that's like super old school. Like we have dryers. Everyone usually have dryers. If they have a washer, they have a dryer, and you wouldn't dry your clothes outside, which is really weird to me. So, yeah, when you would go outside, like say you would take a train and you'd see like a bunch of apartments, because most people in Japan live in apartments. You look on their balconies. Everyone had a balcony, and they would all be hanging their clothes outside, and it's just so weird. It felt so weird to me. And yeah, so that was one thing I got surprised by. All right, so when it comes to a culture shock, another thing I had was when you go to izakaya, it's kind of like a bar. It's kind of like a bar. There was this thing called otoshi, right? And it's where they gave you like a little small dish. You don't ask for it; they just give it to you. It's kind of like a table fee. So you get the food, and you don't ask for it; they just give it to you, and you have to pay for it. It's kind of like the same thing of like you go to, I don't know, like a Texas Roadhouse or something, and they just give you bread and the cinnamon, or you go to a cheesecake factory and they just give you bread. But here in Japan, you have to pay for that. In America, you wouldn't have to pay for it. You could just keep getting bread and they just give it to you for free. In Japan, they just give it to you and you have to pay for it. It's like a non-negotiable. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I wouldn't personally. I wouldn't say no. Don't give it to me. I mean, it's a small change. It's usually like $2, and it's usually $2, but sometimes it's a hit or miss. Honestly, it really depends on what they give you. Sometimes I forget what I got before. I think I got like daikon. I got like pickled vegetables before. I don't remember other things I got, but yeah, one thing that surprised me was otoshi. So I'm probably gonna talk about that today. I'm gonna explain otoshi, and then I'm gonna relate it to American culture. So here is the structure for today. Here is how I'm gonna break this down. So usually when I write in these prompts, I like to, kind of break it down. So here is the structure. First, explain where I'm from, and then 2, explain the situation. Explain the situation, how I felt, and then relate it back to my culture, and then closing. So when I approach a prompt, I like to have a structure on how I'm gonna write it, whether it's mental or I write it down. So what I'm gonna do is first explain where I'm from. I'm gonna explain the situation. I'm gonna explain how I felt, relate it back to my culture, and then close it. So that's like the mental model I have for writing this. So what we're gonna do is this. But first, what I want to do is read other people's. I'm gonna read other people's responses, so to get an idea of how I want to do it. So アメリカで感じたカルチャーショックは. So this looks like a pretty good opening. This is a good opening for. So I could relate it to. So instead of using America, I could use 日本で感じ 感じたカルチャーショックは So A use アメリカで驚いたのは So I could use 日本で驚いたのは So I could just replace that. So that's a pretty natural way. It's shorter. Let's see. This one put アメリカで驚いたことは So I think this one is a more I guess more I wouldn't say formal, but it's a more correct way of writing. It's a more like grammarly correct way of writing. Like when you write, you want to use everything, right? And then this one's probably a more spoken way, or like a more casual way. I do like this one from Machi. アメリカで感じたカルチャーショックは X. So let's type this out. Get the keyboard up. So I'm just gonna replace it with 日本で感じたカルチャーショックは And so we finish the sentence with カフェで注文するときにミルクの種類を聞かれることです。So what I'm seeing is replace this with the country and then Y. So X で感じたカルチャーショックは Y です。So if you look at the breakdown, stating what surprised you. So if we look here, there's 3 ways that they write it, and I'm picking this one. So 日本で感じたカルチャーショックは Hold on. カルチャーショックはSo カフェで注文するときに So this one I could say 居酒屋に行ったときに I think 行ったときに is a good way of phrasing when I went to an izakaya. 居酒屋に落としという日本でカルチャーショックは居酒屋に行ったとき落としというものをもらいました。Alright, that sounds good. 日本で感じたカルチャーショックは居酒屋に行ったとき落としというものをもらいました。So I'm not sure if this is grammatically correct. I'll probably check it later in the analyzed sentence, but I think this is good enough for now. I understand it. It's probably not like the most best way to say it, but that's what we're practicing. So, okay, so I'm introducing a culture shock that I had in Japan. It's called otoshi. So I kind of want to explain otoshi now. Otoshi to wa, so a good thing I learned is otoshi to wa. So that's how you kind of introduce something. That's how I would introduce something. 店員さんが小さい How do I say like a sample or something? I don't know, like an appetizer. It's not even Otoshi isn't really an appetizer. It's like just a small little thing. It's like a snack. 店員さんが小さい食べ物をあげて小さいものをあげてお年とは店員さんが小さい食べ物をあげてSo they give you food and then how should I think about it? They give you food. The workers give you food. Oh, you know what? Let me phrase it a little differently. とは注文をせずにとは注文をせずに So 注文をせず without asking for it. I without asking for it. 店員さんが小さい食べ物をあげてそして小さいあげて例えば大根とかWhat other is there? 枝豆大根とか枝豆例えば枝豆 例えば大根と枝豆とか、それを払わなければ、払わなければいません。I think that's the right way. 払わなければなりません。So, what I wrote is so far is 日本で感じたカルチャーショックは居酒屋に行ったとき、お通しというものをもらいました。お通しは注文せずに店員さんが小さい食べ物をあげて、例えば大根とか枝豆とか、それを払わなければなりません。Yeah. So, アメリカで、So I think they would understand that. So アメリカでそういうこともありますけど、ありますが、アメリカでそういうこともありますが、ただです。例えば、Texas Roadhouse に行ったら、パンとバターをもらいます。バター。What's the thing for butter? バターをもらいますけど、もらって、そして食べ放題です。And then, so I explained it. お通しとは注文せずに店員さんが小さい食べ物をあげて、例えば大根とか枝豆とか、それを払わなければなりません。So when I went to an izakaya, I received something called an otoshi. Otoshi is something that you receive from the worker, and it's something small, such as daikon or edamame, and you have to pay for that. And then I related back to saying in America, that happens too, but it's free. You don't have to pay for it. And they usually ask you if you want. お通しという文化は本当に驚きました。ただ無料だと思いましたが、違いました。そして驚いて、あんまり好きじゃないです。無料だと思いました。違いました。And then I'll probably just leave an ending mark where 居酒屋に行ったら気をつけてください。Alright, so I wrote this up. This is kind of like my rough draft. And I kind of want to throw this into the sentence analyzer and see how it goes. I know it's going to be a bunch of red, yeah. Okay. So, 日本でカルチャーショックは居酒屋に行ったとき、お通し。So, it's telling me to correct it. お通し。I didn't see the kanji for that. It doesn't even show it. お通し? Is it お通し? お通し。Okay. お通しとは、OK。 お通しとは、注文せずに店員さんが小さな、you know what? That doesn't make sense. It should be. 食べ物をあげて、小さいものをあげて、例えば大寒 use ya there. 大寒や、and nado would make sense for an exhaustive thing. But this is his writing. I would rather use nado 300円。Yeah, I guess the number makes sense here. 300円ぐらいは払わなければなりません。アメリカでも、that sounds good. アメリカでも、そのような、そのような、I do like そのような。でも、そのような、そのようなことはありますが、無料でもらう。Okay, that makes sense. 無料でもらう。前に店員さんが聞きます。無料で、OK。無料でもらう前に店員さんが確認します。OK。確認 works here. I do like that change. So the analyst is kind of like suggestions on how you. So one thing about Kakugo is it does have sentence analyzation, which uses DeepL. And these are just suggestions, but so when you read them, you have to understand kind of like why you're using it or understand what it's giving you and if it's correct or not. Because a lot of the times it does remove your stylistic choices. So if you're using like mecha, it'll probably correct it to totemo. So you have to be careful about those things, and you have to understand that not everything is correct. It is suggestions. So if you are trying to say something and it is taking that meaning away by correcting with something else, you have to understand that and then maybe correct it in a way that works, or you could just leave it. So I'm looking at these and I'm saying, okay, these do make sense. I feel like that is more natural to say. So I am basically making these corrections. So 例えば確認します。例えばテキサスに行くと、so this does make sense. 行くと、so every time you go there, it's kind of に行くと、パンと、パンとバターが、バターがもらって、無料だと思いましたが、そうではありませんでした。そうではなかったです。無料だと思いでしたが、so it probably makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. I do like that better. そうではなかったです。そうではなかったです。そうではなかったです。I'm not sure if it's the best way to do it, but I do think it is a little more grammatically correct. I'm not sure if it's natural, but I did learn a few phrases here. So アメリカで驚いたのは, so then I copied that there. And I think it's pretty standard about how I always explain some things. And post successfully submitted. And look at that, my second submission here. All right, thank you for watching. This was day 1 of practicing my Japanese writing using the app Kakugo. I hope you liked the video and stay tuned for more. Please subscribe.